Hello. Um, yeah. In case you are wondering, hey, is John here? Is that John? I hope it is. But in case you're wondering why I might look like in that picture but not sound like John, it is because I'm not John, obviously. It's Leanne again. And John just let me know that his computer won't start. So he asked me to just start the broadcast for him. So I will say hi and welcome. So if you want to just let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. And I know that John is working feverishly to
Hopefully you
get
can
on
hear.
here.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, here he is, the man himself.
Awesome. Well, yeah, there's my attorney. I got an email from my attorney, and it said, "Hey, here's some PDF file you need to look at." So naturally, you open it, and about 20 minutes later, and I emailed it back. I go, "There's nothing here," and they go, "Oh my gosh, we got hacked!" And so it was some sort of malware, and my computer is completely infected now. So I just if I drop off. If I drop off, here we go. So we're getting asked if anyone is live. So I don't know what that means. I'm assuming that we are on a live broadcast. Is that correct?
Oh, we're very live.
Okay. Yeah. John said
John
here
said.
waiting. So yeah, we got some issues here, guys. So hang with us.
John, can you hear us? Barney, can you hear us?
Let me see. Okay.
No sound.
Okay. So um,
What do you think, John?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
I know one thing. I'm fucking tired of Webinar Jam, and I will say that out loud. I'm tired of this shit, and I want us to find another solution.
Yeah,
So
I'm meeting with a guy from Zoom tomorrow.
okay, good. Um, so
In
my only suggestion is that what happens if we kill this webinar and you and I switch places back where we should? Like it might be because we're both logged in as me, for example.
Why don't you're
Fuck.
logged in as you also? I'll log out and I'll log back in as me. Bye.
we didn't make Webinar Jam. So, hey, aren't you glad ECP works a lot better than Webinar Jam? We're going to figure out another solution for this stuff, at least for our training webinar. So hang tight. Next week, when we have our next training webinar, we'll have us both. Okay, so they got us both. I don't remember where I was at. I apologize. I think I was telling you how to create a duplicate product, or a similar product. So I have a fitness product, 4-Day Thyroid Diet, which deals with thyroid issues, but it's still a weight loss diet. So the weight loss pain points are still every bit there, but the thyroid is specific to that. So in other words, sluggish thyroid can mean that you still put on weight easy. That's the common variable. But thyroid also comes with, like, you have your hair falls out, and your hair can get really coarse and things like that. Things that are not related to, say, Fit Over 40, my other book. So I will duplicate 4-Day Thyroid Diet and simply change those variables. And it's easier to do that no matter what you do. Even in 2.0, it would still be, in my opinion, easier, less confusing to do that. But in 2.0, you will be able to say, I will have one niche and it will be called weight loss. And I will have every product that I want inside weight loss. And I'll be able to pick and choose every single time I say, I want to generate an email for Fit Over 40. And I want these 3 concerns, and I want these 3, this primary solution, and you can get that specific, and everything else can generate random, the way that they let John's genius take over from there. Ha ha ha. Boom, out comes your emails, and they are every bit is like completely unique, except you get to choose the fields that remain static. So that's a little bit difficult to explain verbally, but when I show it to you, you're going to go, oh gosh, that's so cool. That's so easy too. So, but even with that being said, I will probably just duplicate the niche because it's easy. I mean, if I want to create an email campaign for Fit Over 40, all I got to do is go in my niches, select Fit Over 40. There's nothing being shown on the screen, Steve. So we haven't shown screen yet. So that is not a Webinar Jam error. We're just not showing the screen. So how are we coming across? Can you guys hear us? Still cool? And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to make sure that they can see the screen. Okay, let me just.
That's a good idea.
I have to pop over to 1 second. I'm still in my podcast area. So boom, boom.
Yep.
I'm blowing it up.
I can hear you. That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I'm turning on the screen share. Who knows if this is going to work?
And we have touchdown. Okay. And we can see your screen. So maybe you want to show the updates.
I'm sorry?
Maybe in the meantime, while we're waiting for the next question, although Amanda Rose did have a question that she said she was behind in getting her niche finished, and how much time should she spend every day to catch up?
So there's 2 options. One is you can do our Done With You, so we can help you. That's the fastest option. The other option is actually we're actually close that option because we hit our, remember last week I said we only got 10 spaces. Well, we're out. So, but in a week, I think, or 2 weeks, I think a week that there'll be, so we just have to we can only take 10 per week at tops, right? So next week we'd be able to take that another 10. But the other option is as far as being behind on your niche, what you might want to do, Amanda, is think of this through a process of creating the emails you want rather than creating the niche. Because I prefer, and I've said this from day one, to just go through the entire niche as an exercise. So here's how I did it. Let me just show you how I did it, how I do it right now for my own products. I mean, I'm pretty quick at this now, obviously. But if we were going to have, guys, just write this down. Leanne, and can you write this down? Because I forgot to include this. We are going to have what we're going to call a general niche, meaning that we will have a niche that you will never have to start from scratch starting next week. But you will have to fill in blanks that we can't fill in for you. So in other words, everyone that's got a problem is struggling with blank, and you just have to fill in that blank. But it's going to help you a lot because that way you can just start generating the emails you want, and you'll see a lot of people I know are struggling with blank, and you just fill in that. You literally would type in the blank inside. You would click on it, you would type in the blank, and then you would save it, and it would be done. So that's what we're trying to do for you guys. Hopefully that will make it even easier. Our goal is to make this even easier without diminishing the power of it. So 3 suggestions. I told you 2, Amanda, and I lied. 3. Suggestion number 2 is wait until next week. This would be done this week, but I'm leaving town tomorrow. I'm filming all day with Mike Dillard. Mike's a big internet marketer, and I'm going down and talking about this stuff with this posse in Texas, my native state of Texas. So I will be gone for the weekend, but otherwise it would be done this week. But it will be done next week. So you can wait till next week and use. If you're halfway done, I wouldn't do this because you don't want to overwrite your niche. But it is going to be a good way for people who are still struggling to get started. Just hang on for a few more days, and we'll get you something you can start working with. And then finally, what I do right now is I take, like, if you're looking at this right here, I will just simply create my new niche. Let's say that I didn't have a weight loss niche, and let's say all this was blank. I would just make it my goal for the day. I'm going to get just through this one niche, this one overview section. Then tomorrow I'll go through the causes. I'll click here. See, there's only these 7 or 8 things. Goals. I'll get through the goals. Now there's 12 here, but these are, you can literally say the same thing 12 different ways. I mean, I don't prefer that you do that. I prefer that you change it, but you will as the emails go along. You don't have to, though. So you only have to enter one variable 12 different ways. That's really all there is to it, because you're just changing the tenses and the pronouns. So if you just break it up like that, you could break up overview into 2 days, maybe. Causes is easy to do in a day. Goals, very easy to do in a day. Solutions, I would break that up into maybe 1 or 2 days. So now we're at, by the way, when I say 1 or 2 days, I'm not talking about 8-hour days. There's no way it should take you that long. I'm talking about spending an hour a day on this, maybe 2 hours at most. And remember, once it's set up, it's done. It's done. The offer is what I would give you the most time. I'd say let's take a weekend to say, what is my offer? Because this tab right here, offer, it's a lot more than just emails, guys. As you can see, most of the stuff we don't even use in emails. Like we'll use guarantee like once. Testimonials we'll use a few times. The reason we're building this out like this is because when we release VSL Copy Pro or Webinar Copy Pro, you'll already have this data done. Plus, we need you to think through your offer. So the problem with email marketers that don't think through their offer is they'll say, go out and buy this stuff, but they haven't sold the customer on why. So when you go through all this stuff, this is all the whys. What is the unique selling proposition? Obviously, the name is easy. The medium is easy. Is it a video? Is it an ebook, etc.? But what are the benefits to the user? Why should they buy it? Why is it going to work even if fill in the blank? I mean, this is really gold stuff. If you've been through Celebrator, you recognize all of this because it comes right out of my formula for Celebrator. What is your guarantee? What are the results that you promise them? Short, medium, long-term results. It's not difficult. It's just there's lots of little bitty pieces. 5 bullets. What are 5 quick selling points? And, again, we walk you through with the examples exactly how to write that. So for the 5 bullet section, click examples, and you'll see bullets right here. Quickly create persuasive email copy that sells and engages with a few clicks of your mouse. Hey, that's a good bullet. What is that related to? Realistically increase your income this year from new speaking gigs. Rapidly increase your confidence. See, I mean, bullets can be this short. Rapidly increase your confidence. And bearing in mind that when you click on this, you'll see that we've done. Sorry, I have a weird thing on my arm, and my arm is getting. My mouse will not go over the bullets. There it goes. Okay. Notice that we provide these descriptors: quickly, rapidly, whatever. They're all drop downs. Joyously, near effortlessly, etc. Quickly, what? Lose stubborn pockets of fat without starving yourself or counting calories. You could literally do just your 5 bullets and say, my goal for the day is to do just my 5 bullets. If I haven't got those down yet. So that could take you 5 minutes. It could take you 30 minutes. It could take you an hour. It's not going to take you an hour, but I'm just giving you if you break this down in chunks, it's done. So I'm going to back up because I think this is going to help a whole lot of people. Type yes if you know what Kaizen means. Kaizen. If you've heard that term, if you don't speak Japanese, you probably, I'm kidding. My best friend is American and he speaks fluent Japanese, which is very strange. It's very weird to hear him start speaking Japanese, but he's just a smart guy. So Kaizen is the approach that I have taken to bodybuilding and weightlifting and fitness and everything I do. And Kaizen is, I'm going to massacre the translation of this, but it's basically small steps, small incremental steps. So if my only step for the day, now I want you guys to think through this. I am not suggesting that this is the way to go about Email Copy Pro, but let's just say that you were completely inundated with, you were overwhelmed and you were inundated with work and you just don't have the time. What if you only did one of these sections a day? Just one. Today, I'm going to do just my testimonials. Tomorrow, I'm going to do just the most common questions and answers. The next day, I'm going to do free offers if I have any. And if I don't have any, I get the day off, you know? So what if you just did that? Now, that would be the slowest possible way to go through Email Copy Pro. But you would be spending anywhere from 5 minutes to maybe 20 minutes at the most in the day. But you would be completely done with this in the month. Now, I know you're going, a month? Well, yeah, but think about it. You'd never have to write another promotional or content email again. So even if it took you a month, which it's not going to take you a month, I mean, it shouldn't, but I'm giving you like the Kaizen approach to it. If you're thinking small steps, you know, that's how everything great is done, you know, small steps. I'm going to give you an analogy using weight training because it's something I've done for, you know, a long time. So in the gym, my training partner and I, we have a training application we use, and we'll look at every single day. We'll look at how many reps and how much weight did we do last time, and it keeps track of this. Look at the bar graphs of this, and I'll say I'm going to beat this by 1 rep, or I'm going to beat this by 2.5 pounds. Or we have what's called plate mates. Now, I'm not trying to get into fitness, but I'm giving you guys hopefully an analogous example. We have these things called plate mates, where you can add just a 0.5 pound onto a bench press, say. So think about this. If you were able to increase your bench press 0.5 pound every single time you trained, and you can, basically, you might miss a few days just because you're not as strong, but if you did, how much further would you be? And people are impatient, so they go, I don't want to do that. It's going to be too slow. If you do the math on this, you're, you know, by the end of the year, you're bench pressing, you know, you're quite a bit, 30 pounds more. So at 30, in 2 years, you're 60 pounds. So at that point, you know, people are like, 2 years? Yes, 2 years. Yeah. But you don't have to ever worry about getting bogged down. Ever. Now, you can progress faster than that, but if you give your mind the permission to say, I'm only going to go today, I'm only going to do the offer setup today. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to click on offer setup. I'm going to click this right here, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to select a transitional phrase, which takes you 1 second, right? How many years have you worked on the solution? How many number of experts did you consult? That's this, 14 years or 5 experts, you know, you could say that. And what did you do? I spent years, what? I consulted with 15 experts analyzing the most successful weight loss case studies. You could just type that and you're done. See, you would have this feeling of accomplishment that would just go, oh, wow, I got that done already. I guarantee you what you would do. You would say, oh, that was easy. Let me go to the next one. I guarantee you that's what you would do. But that's the Kaizen approach. Okay. Actually, if you go really strict Kaizen, it's like do that one thing and then stop, no matter how much you want to keep going. So there's all these models of productivity and success that I've studied over the last 15 years. And a lot of them work on once you hit a mark, you stop. So I know a guy that's a billionaire. He's in our 25K group. And he says, I work until I make X amount of money on these trades and I stop. And so sometimes it's 10 minutes a day. Sometimes it's 4 hours a day. So I work until that much is done, then I stop. So can you imagine the days that he's a billionaire, so he makes a lot of money, but it doesn't matter if you're a billionaire or not, the same principle would work. But can you imagine if you're trading stocks and you go, after I make $100 day trading, I don't know anything about day trading, but I'm going to make $100 day trading, then I'm going to stop. But let's say that you did that in 5 minutes. Wouldn't it be tempting to keep going? He stops no matter what. By the way, his name's Richard Branson. You might have heard of him. So this is Richard Branson's model for doing business. It's one reason he looks so young and healthy and is so chill is because he's not Elon Musk. He works 15, 16 hours a day anymore. So these are just some things to think about. Now, I know I got long-winded on this one, but these calls are also meant to inspire you. I can teach you how to do stuff all day long, but if I can't inspire you to keep going, what's the point, right? So on the things that we do, and let me tell you guys, I did the same thing when I created this monster. Whenever you create a software, if you don't take it a step at a time and award yourself for those successes, you know, Maybe it's hey, I'm going to get through 2 of my sections, and if I do, I'm going to have a piece of cheesecake. I'm not suggesting that's a good reward, but you get the idea. Just keep building on successes, because success begets success, and that's the reason why you can do this. So hopefully that was helpful. Let me know. I'm not looking at the comments, so hopefully these are people are saying, "Will you shut up?" But I can take. We can take more questions. We'll get as specific or as meta as you want. It's up to you.
Let's see. No, people were digging it. Let's see. Kitty asked, will you be doing specialized training with Buck's group? And
we were supposed to do it, and Buck had to cancel. So that's up to Buck. I am waiting on Buck, literally. So as soon as Buck is ready, we will do it. So he had something come up. We were supposed to do it. What was it, this week or last week?
Last week.
Last week, yeah. And he literally the day of the training said, "Hey, something has come up. I can't do it." And so, yeah, Hank, it was something important, obviously. So I know that he wants to get that on the calendar. It's not going to be until next week. Would be the earliest that we could do it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that with you guys.
Hey, while we're waiting for more questions to come in, do you want to show the local emails, or how you generate them?
Yeah, sure. Let me just. I'm wrestling with wires and gadgets at the moment. Okay. Local emails. Yeah. So today we have something really kind of cool and fun, and that is we now give. Probably the easiest way to do this is just to go to emails and show you this way. So we now have like local emails. So if you click on new, and let's say that you're a chiropractor, you're a dentist, you're a lawyer, you're a skincare, any business or service that provides local services. So you are strictly in the city of Vancouver, or you're just you're local. So I'm going to use for this particular example chiropractic care, because I that's how I did it. Now I know if there's any chiropractors on the call, don't laugh because I am making this stuff up, but you will get the idea. So I want to say chiro, if I can spell it, sequence. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to select my niche chiropractic, and you could type in local and pull up all the individual emails. Here's all the individual emails we now have. We have B2B emails in here. First contact, meaning this is the cold call email, the follow-up, everything. We have local right here. But the easiest thing to do is just to select the whole sequence. Local services, customer acquisition, and follow-up. It's 6 emails that's going to help you get clients and then follow up with clients and get them to call you or make an appointment. And you get to tell Email Copy Pro what you want them to do. So the sequence comes out, and the contact is very simple. So I'm going to just click view so you can see this here. So I would actually change the subject line of that. So I would change it to, whoops, way up there. So I would change it to, notice how we always put our preferred subject lines at the very top. So I just put that one at the top. I'm going to hit view now. So most back pain sufferers we work with deal with this problem is this. One of the key issues many of our patients face is a problem you may be facing as well, suffering from, I made this up, but it's not bad for any chiropractor out there, degenerative spinal disorder. I don't even know if you can medically say that, but again, that's my primary cause or my primary complaint. That's the number one thing that's the villain I'm going to create. Okay. You're suffering from DSD. The good news, we've helped numerous patients reverse their DSD, resulting in greater energy, experiencing farless. So as you can see, this reads just as exactly as if I wrote it myself, right? Now, I put a little joke in there for all you comedic fans. A technique we've seen a lot of success with is what we call the Eddie Izzard adjustment. If you don't know who Eddie Izzard is, if you're not easily offended, Google Eddie Izzard. He's a British transvestite comedian, and he is absolutely hysterical.
Hysterical,
he does the transvestite, I think, because he just is a gag. He just likes to do it. But he does this whole bit on chiropractic care that's just hilarious. So every chiropractor I've ever been to, I ask him about this, and they all laugh, right? So, so notice that we can say, now this is what's really cool about this. I'll show you how this works if you're interested. Please contact me at this. But what if you're not the contact information? Well, we're smarter than that. You can say, please contact Jane Doe at whatever the phone number at your earliest convenience. You can also send an email to Jane or whatever. So it doesn't have to be from you. The other thing is this word right here. I'm just giving you little things. Patience. Well, if you're a lawyer, you don't have patience. You have clients. That's okay, because inside the content, you get to choose what it is, patients, clients, or customers. So I'm going to give you an example of how to create this. So I created all of this right here. Did you know? Case study, detailed case study. Here, the detailed case study. I'm just giving you an example. Ignore it. I like the Eddie Izzard adjustment to try to do. Okay. So in this one, we actually want you, because we can't do this for you, to put a screenshot of the case studies in here. I reached out the other day and briefly mentioned some results I wanted to share with you. That I skipped ahead of a few emails. Again, we go back to DSD. But notice this. I've included a copy of the x-rays below. It's that specific. So you can say I included a scan of the, you could say I included a recording of the call below. You could include anything you want to sell your services, but you're going to include a screenshot of, in this case, John Doe. The actual name is private, to show how John Doe is overcoming, in this case, reversing DSD. And then you tell a little bit about John right here. All this is inside Email Copy Pro, ready for you to use, and I'll show you where to use it. So that's the whole sequence. You could collect the whole sequence and just start clicking and filling out. Or if you want to do it the way I suggest doing things, let's go over here, go to my chiropractic niche. And all of this stuff, by the way, everything is, you don't have to fill out anything. If you filled out your niche, it's all done except for maybe one or two little things in there, nothing big. It's all under content, okay? So content has got follow-up, B2B competition, local case studies, and now it's got something called Ancient Secret too, which is not related to this. Follow-up, you just click here, and a follow-up is simply this. It's designed for local professional businesses to secure a second appointment, okay? So I see that you did what? Came in for an initial examination. You could say, I see that you consulted with Jack Baker, our head of law. I see that you had a cleaning last Tuesday. Whatever it is, right? I would like to have you, so you don't have to fill out two fields. The rest of what you saw, Email Copy Pro filled out for you. So I'd like to have you what? Book your next appointment this week. I'd like to have you call our offices as soon as possible because your hair is on fire. Whatever is appropriate, okay? And then the other thing under here is local case studies. And that's where I pulled in this information. So you could use a real name, but if you do, just medically, if it's a patient. But notice that says patient, client, customer. So we want to make sure that we cover everyone. I want you to see John Doe's what? X-rays. It could be anything you want the customer to see. A little story of John. And that was it. That was all I needed to do to create that. And if I'm B2B, I have another version of that that's called your competition. Now, since chiropractic is not B2B, that's why this isn't filled out. So this one's very simple. We worked with blank, the name of the company, and the results were fantastic. So let's say that you were an SEO firm and you worked with Acme Brick. So you're going to enter the results that you got from working with Acme Brick right here. Hey, we did this. We got Acme Brick to the top level of Google. If you want to put a contact reference, you can. Okay, contact phone number, contact email. That's all there is to it. Everything else was done for you. So these are very simple to do. You could literally create a niche from scratch and fill these in one at a time, and you're done. You're completely done. And that's a month's worth of emails. Those 6 sequences are a month. We suggest sending 1 to 2 emails a week. So for a services-based business when you're trying to build out. So you could 3 to 4 weeks is that will take you. And we're going to be adding new B2B and local email sequences every single month. So every month you'll have something new in here to send out. And of course you can use a lot of the content pieces we already have. So you can tell people like there's an ancient secret when it comes down to gum disease. There's how to do X that works for any business, right? So, but we wanted to give you specific, how do I land clients and get them to call me for an appointment? So that's what we have now. It's exciting. Now, let me say this, Leanne, before we go on. We've had a couple of people ask about this. Not every email we have in here regenerates, meaning that rewrites every single line. What we do is we create the emails, we get them in here to test, and then once we know they're tested, we create multiple versions of those emails. So these do not have multiple versions. Like if I was to go back over here into my emails thing and click on what I just did, which is the Chiro sequence, and we'll take another, what did I do? What did I do? Okay, click on Chiro sequence, and notice that if I come down here and say, did you know? Okay, and I hit regenerate, what will happen is nothing because I only have one thing entered for each one of these variables, so nothing happens. Now, if I had chiropractic care entered multiple times, it might regenerate. Let me see. I don't think I do. So let's say I click on chiropractic care. There's only one entry here, but that's my niche, chiropractic care. Why would I enter anything else? Yeah. So it's pretty simple. So now what I'm saying is in the next couple of weeks, I'll hit regenerate and then the whole thing will rewrite itself because we need to come in and rewrite, 10 different versions for every sentence, and those sentences work with the other 10 versions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's an ongoing process. But we want to get you this stuff as soon as you can use it. And since services aren't competitive, usually anyway, I mean, if you're local, there are the chances that you could have the same thing. They're still not going to be that competitive. It's not certainly on the high list of things you have to have. So that's the update there.
Cool. And while you were doing that, we got more questions. So all was good. And Kitty asked, can you show how to duplicate a niche? So I know that's quick and easy.
Okay. Quick thing you want to do, Kitty, is make sure that you click getting started and you watch these 4 videos, the niche creator, especially, because I want to make sure that there's too many things in here that we'd have to cover, but definitely watch those 4 videos. So that will teach you how to do the simple stuff like creating niche, but I'll show you real quickly. If I wanted to I'm just going to delete this one. This is a copy. And if you're wondering, hey, I don't see these, that's because I'm an admin. You don't see one of these. You don't see these. Don't worry about that. But if I wanted to duplicate artist for hire, all I got to do is click the clone button. That's it. Boom. It's done. And it just says copy beside it. And if you want to change the name of it, just go over to niches. Whoops. I have to click it. And you can click right here to edit it, and you can change the name to whatever. There we go. That's a cloned niche. I'm going to delete that because I don't need it. Piece of cake. Happens in seconds.
Nice. Well, Peter's is going to be a little more detailed than this. So he's asking, one of my businesses is Christian Filipina, which helps single men meet attractive and compatible Filipino women. Should I start with the dating niche or start from scratch?
Oh, I'd start with a dating niche for sure.
Yeah.
I totally would start there. And that will give you a very good starting base for that. And then you just go through and say, you can start generating emails, start generating sequences. Look at I always like to start with the indoctrination sequence, the 21-day indoctrination sequence, because that gives you, hey, you just downloaded this free thing or whatever. You have to have, obviously a point of contact to send an email to begin with. And if you didn't do that, you just don't send that first email out. But that will give you the content pieces that you need. That will give you, because it forces you to fill out content tabs. The 21-day sequence is great, and it will always drift them to your product or service. And from what it sounds like, you do a SaaS, a software as a service application. So I would totally start there, and then you can customize it any way you want.
Cool. Well, he may or may not be. He may be doing this by hand.
Yeah. Well, whatever he's doing, doesn't matter if it's a service. Yeah.
The emails are still going to be the same.
Yep. Still going to be.
And for Scott, he asked, are these local sequences in the system now? I think that's been put to bed because John just showed you.
Yep. Got local and B2B in the system now. And just so you guys know, one quick thing, again, if you come over to emails and I click new, I don't recommend that you do this for local or B2B. I suggest you use the sequences, but you can just come over here. If you have a question, just type B2B. And here's all the B2B emails right here. And if I type local, because B2B can be local, so you'll see both of these in here if I type local. And that's where all these come up, see? Pretty simple. Now, this is good if you're a local and you're like, hey, you know what? I want to send out I've already got a couple of contact emails, but I want to send out like a dire consequences email. So I'm going to just generate dire consequences. That sounds kind of scary, right? Chiropractic care, dire, generate. And just to give you an idea, I would change the subject line, which I always forget to do that. It's funny. I made the freaking program and I forget to do it. Okay, the harsh reality of situation. That's a good one. Okay, so let's say that you had a customer, but you don't really need to send the, hey, we have your X-rays or whatever it is. I really love this email. I wrote it, so I'm a little partial, but I like the concept of, if I'm going to send a one-off email, I'm going to go with something dark. I'm going to go with something. When I say dark, I'm going to hit somebody pretty hard. Not being like cheesy, but this is not. So you can read this as kind of a softer, dark approach. This is not meant to scare you. I want to impress upon you. That's my Tony Robbins steel. The need for reversing your DSD. You know what? I'm going to coin that DSD term. There has to be a chiropractor on the call. Somebody's got to tell me if that's actually real. And acting on that need sooner rather than later. I spent the last 18 years looking at the differences between So we get all of this data. I spent the past 18 years from your offer. But I was able to take that one bit of data, how long it took you to put how many experts you studied, and just took that and was able to put it looking at the differences between what? Patient success stories and chiropractic care cautionary tales. So yeah, it reads very, very, very good. So this one will really get a serious response. That would be the one time I would break the rule and say, send out a solo email for local businesses. The most of the time I would just stick to the sequences, and you're going to have new sequences every month. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yes. Cool. Thanks.
This is a very good email. I mean, it's got, as far as the persuasion triggers, I mean, it starts off with, okay, again, persuasion triggers, 4 emotional states of buying: fears, wants, needs, and actions. Those are the 4 states of buying, the 4 states of persuasion of anything. So the persuasion triggers that elicit those states. Scare you is pretty obvious. That this is a fear, right? You know, sooner rather than later. This is all fear, right? Sooner rather than later. Okay. But it's kind of interesting because the wants and needs are a little bit different, you know? So curvature of the spine increasing by the year, it's another fear. This is a serious problem, deserves your attention because you could end up in a wheelchair. I mean, this is like almost all fear-based. Okay. But it's very interesting because we get into what's called a subtle want. Okay. All these are symptoms. These are scary symptoms, right? The want is right here. All but guarantee. Believe it or not, guarantee in this case is a negative term, but it's a reverse want. Everybody wants a guarantee. So if I use the word guarantee, it doesn't matter if I can literally say, I guarantee you will fail. Now, that's a terrible thing. I would not say that to anyone, but let's say that I did. Your brain hears guarantee and still thinks that someone is being a positive want because you've been trained, Pavlov dog conditioned, to hear the word guarantee as being something positive, as being something that gives you trust. Okay. So act. What is the action? Well, boy, there's 2 of them. Act is literally in here. Why don't you reach out and contact me? That's obvious. So this has 3 of the 4 persuasion triggers all in this one email. Again, you need 3. You don't need all 4, although most of our emails have all 4. So a little bit of a persuasion trigger lesson there, just to give you guys
That is so cool because otherwise they're so hidden. Like we don't see them.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I lied. This is actually a need. You need success stories. I forgot. I didn't see. I missed this one. So patient success stories. You hear the word success, and that's something that you actually need success in life. You don't want it. You need it. If you're not a successful parent, if you're not a successful human being, awful things will happen. So that word is both a want and a need. But I think of it more in terms of a need. So anyway, it's kind of interesting. So these are very subtle things, and you don't have to know any of this stuff. I just like to share it with you to show you what's under the hood. It's like you buying a Ferrari and me going, oh, look at this so-and-so engine thing that no one cares about except, a mechanic. It's kind of what I'm doing here. But I'm also showing you why these emails are so unique and why they work really well. So next question.
Next question. Okay, Jarek. He asks, is it possible you could do a live example by going out there and choosing an affiliate offer like a ClickBank offer, logging into Email Copy Pro, and showing us the email sequence you would choose to follow up and promote that ClickBank product?
Sure. I mean, I would not use. Well, okay. I think that I understand what you're getting at. If I was going to go to ClickBank and say choose a weight loss offer that I wanted to promote, and I did not want to use their swipes, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, because that's the thing. That most of those products come with swipes. correct?
Yeah, they do. And if you don't want to use their swipes, let me just let's say, for example, I'm going to choose my. We'll go to my weight loss. Go to the right niche here. So I'll use weight loss because that is my actual really official niche, as far as as far as ClickBank goes. And let's say, for instance, I wanted to run an offer for. I'll go to emails here for a second, and click new, and say affiliate, whatever, some affiliate. I'm going to select weight loss. That's my niche. And if I come right down here, I can type in affiliate. One way to do it. Okay. Affiliate opt-in to promote. So 8 email sequence to drive your list to a freebie opt-in. Okay. And then this is actually promoting you. So if you say a special time in history, or are you still interested? Okay. So let's look at these 2 emails. So notice that this one right here, this whole special time in history, was modeled after Agora's, one of Agora's most powerful emails. So, by the way, we have full consent to use all these emails. Agora is actually a client of Email Copy Pro. So this is what I would use. I would use this, and we have below Bob Boberson. That's obviously the fake name. Reveals blah 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 blah. Bob will show you this, and I would just put in the URL right here. Boom, it's done. I mean, now you could change this free online workshop, and you could just to promotion. I would just go check it out, end it there. That could be sent out as an affiliate email as is. If you want to send to a webinar, you're still interested in losing weight and looking to burn your unwanted body fat. Now, notice I just created these by clicking a button, right? These aren't like in my system. I just created them as we're speaking. I'm inviting you to join my good friend and colleague Blink, for 7 ways to choose cheap, blah, blah, blah. So here's more about Bob, link to the webinar. So all of these are great. So, are you still interested in doing this? You could, this was a VSL, I say, then this is a video you will not want to miss. I'm inviting you to join my good friend, blah, blah, blah. That's the only thing you have to change. Urgency, I just take out where to register, pretty simple stuff here to promote stuff. Now, that's the easiest way to do it. By far and away, the easiest way to do it. And where I'll put that information, and I'll give you a harder way. The harder way is to create a niche around that particular guy so that you were sending out as if you were him. So that's a harder way of doing it. But the way I prefer to do is type in affiliates and just choose an email I like, and then just change a few variables. So all I have to do, by the way, to get that to do what I just showed you is under weight loss here, go to this niche. It's under content, and you'll see where'd it go? I missed it. Articles? Huh. There. It's under actions. My bad. Affiliate quickies and affiliate promos. So we have quickies, and these are just like, if you type in affiliate quickies inside your email search, you'll find this example. Okay. Now this is a very quick email, and I'll show you how I use this one. I use this in a content email where I'm giving content. P.S. Here are some great articles you should read. Just nothing more than a subject line and a link. Super easy. I'll show you how to use that. For something more elaborate, like an affiliate promo, this is the one I just showed you. So I'd come in here for that affiliate promo. You go to ClickBank or Software Projects or whatever, find the affiliate you want to do. First name, last name, a little bit about that person. What's the name? What if it's, Cheat Your Way Thin, whatever it's called. Okay. What is it? Notice that the reason it said online workshop is because I said it was an online workshop. It could be a video. It could be a series, an event, an online software program. What's it going to show you? What's my URL? This is obviously your affiliate URL. Click here and deadline. And you're done. You're done. Just click and then just search affiliate promos inside Email Copy Pro, and all those emails will be ready for you. Piece of cake, man. Piece of cake.
That is great. Well,
So,
Jarek,
I can do this
there you
right.
go.
I just think that doing it right now would be like, there's not much of a point unless you really want me to see me fill in these blanks, because I've already done it. But if you do have that question, if people want to see me fill in blanks, I will create a brand new one from scratch. I'll literally go to ClickBank and show you how to do this, if this is what you want to see. But it's so simple.
Well,
And
you
when I
know,
say it's so simple, I'm not being insulting at all. I'm saying it's so simple to do this. I'm not trying to drag our time down. So I just want to make sure that if people want to see it, happy to do it. Whatever you guys need.
all right. In the meantime,
And by the way,
Peter,
that was a great question. Sorry to interrupt you, Leanne. That was a great question because we have not been super. You have to know where those tabs are, so you have to go through all the tabs. And if you went through all the tabs in the niche, you guys would know that that's where the affiliate tab is. But even then, even I have a video here that teaches you how to do it. I hope the video is up there. But even then, you don't know like what I just said. Like, oh, here's exactly how to do it. So it's not like, because affiliate stuff is the lowest stuff that we do, simply because a lot of affiliates have swipes that they already have. So yeah, if you don't want to use their swipes, this is exactly why we created this one tab right here. But that's the only tab you need. Yeah, you can ignore affiliate quickies. Just go to promos. So, in case you guys really want to see this,
it's happening anyway.
I'm gonna go ahead and do this here. So, you talked me into it. Now I talked myself into it. Go to ClickBank. Okay, click affiliate marketplace, and click the niche of stuff that you want to do. I want to do weight loss. I'll find weight loss. And what I will do is I will search by popularity or by gravity. Gravity is what I prefer, high to low. Okay. So we know a lot of affiliates are promoting this, right? And I'll look at average sale for myself. Okay. 3-week diet. Mine's better. It's a 4-day diet. So yeah. So Fat Burning Kitchen is my buddy Mike Geary. Paleo Hacks, another friend of mine. 3-week diet. I don't know that guy. So Big Diabetes Lie. Okay. So I'd say, okay, well, which one of these do I want to promote? Let's say I want to promote Paleo Hack because it's my buddy. Yeah, it's my buddy. I'll promote him. So all I got to do is put my account nickname in here, which guess what it is? John Benson. And I'll say, I don't need a tracking ID. And ta-da. Here's the link I want right here. So there you go. So if I come over here, new tab, click on that link, that should take me to their sales page. And ta-da, there it is. So I would come over to Emo Copy Pro. And I am going to do something a little bit, no, I won't do that. I'll go ahead and just create a new entry. So I'm going to add entry. And I'll come up here and save this as Paleo Hacks. In fact, is Mike owns his own mountain. Which is a true story. I would write more about that. I would say Mike is a fitness expert, blah, blah, blah. He's this, that, or the other. What is the name of the deal? Paleo Hacks. It is an ebook. What are they going to learn when picking this up? What I do is I'd go over to the Paleo Hacks page I just went to, and I would just pick their bullets. Why rewrite something? Okay, so these are bullets, but I'd skim down here and go to, where am I going to find something here? What are you going to learn? Da, da, da. Okay, right here. I just select this right here. And I'm giving you just a very quick tutorial. I open text edit because that's going to have HTML in it. So I'm going to take out the HTML. And I do it like this. I do it just like they had. So I come back over here. I just copied that, paste that right in there, and expand this window. And I do something like this because I like to do it this way here. I'll show you what this will look like inside the application. What is the URL? That was the URL I'd copied over here, which I think I misplaced that URL. So I'll have to get that again. It's easy to do. Click that URL. Paste that bad boy in here. I'd say read more here because it's a visual page. If there's a deadline, there's not, and I save it. So I did that in 5 minutes. start to finish. So then I come over here to the emails. Oops, I'm going to go over to the other ones because I've got this one blown up really big so you guys can see it. I'm going to create a new one. And this is in my niche of weight loss. So this is what makes it easy. Paleo hacks. I might change a few things, but I'll show you. We'll just pull it up as is, literally with my exact weight loss niche. I'll type in affiliate promos, and I will use that. I could use any one of this. Let's do. You see, there's a promo multi-link quiz. Let's just do these two. Are you still interested? Now then, this one's a webinar, and I'll show you how I would change it. Okay. Okay, so this is special time in history, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so Bob Boberson, I would change to Mike Geary. I'm going to show you a cheat way around this. Just hit regenerate. So if I had like 30 different affiliates, I could do it that way. So so right there, this just comes in right like this. Mike owns his own mountain. That's a joke, of course. You check out Mike's free. Now I'd take out for ebook, and I would change this to. I would change this to tell all page. Good way to say sales page. There you go. And that's it. I'm pretty much done, So hit view. Let's see how well we did, Okay, so right here, it's never been easier interested in losing weight to lose weight. So that's an okay sentence, but I would change that because interested in weight loss to lose weight, simple change. And thanks in part to super fast do it anywhere workouts, the sky's the limit. Since we're dealing with kitchens, I'm going to go with the easier access foods. Let's say I wanted to see fat melting off stubborn areas. You bet you can do it. If I wanted to lose 5 pounds, regaining confidence rapidly, all this works totally fine. What's there not to like, So I give a did you know? So it's kind of a scary thing, So I would change this to a positive thing. So this statistic, that's the only thing I would change in here. I would say a positive stat. I'd say, let me see. Now I would get these stats here. See. Now, I'm just doing this as a demo, guys. This is just to give you an idea. So I pop that in there. So now that all makes sense. I'm just giving you the only way to lose weight. You don't need to regain weight. So we do need skills of a fat burner in order to get ahead. So what if you think, what if I'm over 40? What if blah, blah, blah? Okay, so I would change this. What if I store fat super easy? I could keep that. That's perfect for Mike's stuff. Below, Mike reveals paleo hacks, simple easy recipes, So I might change this to put little dots on the end of it, stuff like that, not too difficult stuff, right? So this I obviously wouldn't have for real. So now I have my complete email edited and everything. And we did that in 10 minutes? Again, I used my exact weight loss niche. So this is all the stuff that I already say about weight loss. So that's why I highly recommend you going to like ClickBank and doing it like that. So right here, I could send this specifically out for Mike Geary's promotion and I'm done. And by the way, you don't really need more than a few emails for an affiliate promotion. I mean, you're only going to send, some people maybe send 3. So you've got all these in here. And you can actually use this one too. You can just change webinar. This one's meant for a webinar, but you could just change that webinar. So now obviously this is for Bob Boberson. So let's regenerate that. And let's see if we can pull in here. So, all right. So join my good friend and colleague Mike for Paleo Hacks. Here's what you need to change my hacks to say, blah, blah, blah. So it pulls in the same stuff. It's not a registration page. There's just some edits I would have to do for this. But I'll probably take this email, and this is going to be an email update that we're going to do this week, and make this into a flexible email because we can make it choose whatever we want. like we did up here. For example, we had the, where did it go here? I think it's down here. Yeah, so check out Mike's free tell-all page specifically for Fat Burner. So this could be webinar or whatever. You see if I click here, the tell-all page is where I came down here, and this could be online workshop series, event, etc. So we'll probably do that for this one right here, because when I first did this, we didn't have this section. So I might change this "Are you still interested?" webinar to being "Are you still interested?" and make that work for anything like a sales page. So I'm going to put that on the to-do list this week for you guys. So that's how you do it, start to finish. Hopefully that was helpful. So in case you don't have a product, you can start selling somebody else's product right now.
Sweet. Well, Jared,
now, you need a ClickBank account, by the way. I mean, it takes you like 10 minutes to set up a ClickBank account, but I have one, obviously. So awesome. So next.
Oops, I was muted. I just said Jarek got his money's worth with that answer.
Well, I hope that helped everybody. I was thinking, well, maybe I could show everybody how to do that. That's probably worth a more elaborate training video one of these days, But you guys got it right there.
There you go. Well, geez, Peter. Yikes. I'm just going to read this as is, and hopefully it makes sense. In this business, among other things, I want to create a long sequence for those who register but aren't engaged, never clicked, or haven't recently visited. To write this sequence, should I first pick a specific offer, like get a free book, then create email sequences, then create a totally separate offer for something else? Say, get your online profile created for free, then create separate email sequences and add the sequences sequentially to each other.
I think I understand what you're saying. Yes, that's more of a. I would think of that as not like a bucket quiz like we have, but because you're not giving specific answers. But yes, I would create a free offer. So create your free offer, then go into the go into the emails, and you'll select opt in, for example. You can see all sorts of free offers here. So I'm going to create free offer, and I'll do I don't know if I'll do digital marketing, doesn't matter. And let's type in free. We have free gift and free offer. So type in free offer, and these are the ones here for the free offer. So here's an opt-in to this is a longer one. Okay, so if internet marketing is still on your mind, I want to remind you about this free gift, and I would just put the free gift here. I don't have one, as you can tell, but I would just enter that in right here. So it's already written, except for that. All I got to do is enter the free offer. So if I had a free offer, I think I do have a free offer for my weight loss one. So let me just change it to weight loss, because I just don't want to spend time creating something I'm never going to use. But so here you go. So that pulled in the perfect subject line too. So this is just literally click and go. If fat loss is still on your mind, then I want to remind you about this free gift. It's my free gift. It's actually not. It's just my example. Pick up the 4-day thyroid cleanse. Don't be cool by free. It's jam-packed, blah, blah, blah. Fat loss know-how designed to help you lose weight, set a weight loss goal or body shaping goal, stick with it, and lose excess belly fat in a lifestyle-friendly fashion. Remember, no strings, no catch. Thanks for being a loyal reader. So this is meant for your readers. It can also be sent as a first follow-up. There's something else I need to share with you on page 5. Discover this. Notice how I broke this into pages. Isn't that cool? So I highly recommend you do this. This is a Daniel Levis trick. So we're giving them specific pages they can go to. So all that is one field that I just entered on page 5 with these little 2 arrows in front of it. Here you go, pick it up. I analyzed over 100 experts in the field of weight loss. Over this time, I perfected the science of using a symbol. So this is just pulling in my offer right here. So I'm pulling in my offer details, even though this is a free gift, because the free gift is associated in the same niche. Okay. So, and I also say, well, this isn't going to magically whisk you to fat loss success. It's most certainly going to shorten your journey. This is a really powerful email. Highly suggest you use it. And as you can see, I didn't have to edit one thing in this email. It's completely ready to go. Just click and go. All I did was fill out the niche. Now, guys, I'm telling you, if you fill out the niche right, 90% of your emails will be ready to go. Sometimes you might say, like, I want to change fat loss know-how to weight loss know-how. Stuff like that. It'll take you literally 1 second. But other than that, it's gone. It's ready to go. So that's what I would do. So I would create an opt-in for one offer And then from that, and by the way, this opt-in freebie is found inside the, I'll show you where. Click new. Close tab. Click new. And I'll say sequence. And down here, just scroll down here. And there's a couple ones that you can use. You can use the funnel sequences work well for this, but I would just use right here. I would start, like, again, what I told you before is I would start with the 21-day indoctrination. So you also have where to go? You have affiliate opt into a webinar. That's a totally different thing. I wouldn't use that one. Let's go ahead and use this here. Let's see what it pulls up here. So to give you the entire sequence. Yeah, here's your free gift. Yeah. Yeah. So here's a shorter version of that free gift. So this one works great too. Again, we have more than one version of that. If you like that other one, you could use that exactly what I showed you and use that one instead of this one. It's up to you. But this gives you the whole sequence to actually follow up with it. Okay, what else you'll need? Avoid this. What's your recipe for success? Here's some content, and it ends up with a promotion. So I would use the 21-day indoctrination for each one of your deals. Cool.
Cool. Very cool.
By the way, there is no such thing as an opt-in sequence. There is, but you send it out to people opt in and you send out a reminder, but that's it. So that's why there's nothing more than, hey, did you get this free gift? That's what these are. The one that I just showed you before is the opt-in follow-up. Okay. This one is I would use as a straight ahead, opt-in. Like, welcome to joining this dynamic. And so this is what they, you could take this out. This was designed for when people opt in, but let's say I wanted to use this as a send it out to my list. I take that out. It's ready to go. As my way of saying things, I'd like to offer you something that'll help you, blah, blah, blah. Pick up your complimentary copy of the 44 weight loss plan. Get it here. There's no deadline, so I take that out. And this is how easy it is to edit. There you go. So hopefully that answers that question.
Yeah, very well. Let's see. Scott. No, wait, Monda Rose was next. She says, in the DRIP campaign, it leads to an offer. I have different training offers geared towards different levels. Do I need to stick with one, or can I offer one program and a different program in the next email? Or do I just move them into applying for a strategy session?
If the dollars are high enough, I'd move them into a strategy session. It's much easier because when you try to sell multiple components to one person, like in other words, if you say, we've got this, and then we also have this, and then we also have this, it's hard to do that. There's two suggestions I would have. Either A, put your highest converting one as the offer, and then do the others as upsells. That's kind of the more obvious suggestion if that works. Or if the dollars are high enough, I would say I would have the call to action, book a 15-minute free consultation call. Yeah, you'll close people like crazy if you take the time to make phone calls. It's worth it if the dollars are high enough. Totally worth it.
Totally worth it. Yeah, because trying to sell two things in one email, very, very hard. What's that saying? Confused mind never buys.
Yeah, exactly. So, Leanne, I'm going to let you take the next question only because I have to go take this thing off my arm. I'll be right back, guys. Give me about 3 minutes. I have a medical device on my arm, so I have to take it off now. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, and I can kind of help Bob. Bob is asking, how do you test primary, secondary complaints? And Bob, that is, primary complaint, John is identifying as the overarching, hugest problem, fear that your customer has. So let's say it was weight loss. Maybe it's the fear that this person is elderly, or, maybe a boomer, getting up there in years and overweight, and they're scared they're going to die. Like, oh my God, I'm so heavy, I'm going to have a heart attack and drop dead. which is different than the primary fear of someone who's like 35 and overweight, who might be like, oh my God, I'm going to look horrible on the beach, right? So that might be their ultimate fear. Or I'm going to lose my husband because I'm overweight. Well, losing a husband and dying of a heart attack, two different primary fears, but same problem, right? Weight loss. So really, you have to know your customer. And then it's almost kind of an art and a science. And maybe John will back me up on this, that it's, what do you think their primary problem is? Like, depending on your market, your niche, your avatar, if you took their, what would keep them up at night? I guess that is what you would put as the primary problem. And then all of the other problems you would put as secondary. So someone worrying about having a heart attack and dying, that you'd probably, keep up at night for. But not being able to fit into your clothes, well, that's a secondary complaint. Not looking good at the high school reunion, secondary complaint. So you can lump everything else into secondary. Okay, so you want to know how John tests it. So I can't help with that because I ain't John. So let's see. Amanda Rose is asking, is there a strategy session email campaign? I don't think so, but you could probably modify an email.
Hey, I'm back.
So John,
Yes.
even though I tried to answer as you,
okay.
Bob would really like your take on the difference between the primary and the secondary, how you define the difference between primary and secondary complaints.
Yeah, sure. Complaints or
complaints.
Okay.
Yep.
So the primary complaint is, if you think about it in terms of, say, weight loss, what is the number one thing that people are complaining about when it comes to weight loss? Or when it comes to dieting, rather, I can't lose weight. They're not complaining about, I don't have as much energy as I used to, but that is a secondary complaint that's associated with losing weight. So I look at secondary complaints like this. If the primary complaint went away, the secondary complaint would resolve itself. However, if the secondary complaint went away, the primary complaint doesn't necessarily have to go away. I mean, people can increase their energy through doing breathing meditation, but they're not going to lose weight. So I look at secondary complaints as not only do I want to lose weight, I also like this, that, or the other. It's like the number 2, 3, and 4 in their list in their mind. So think of the overriding complaint that is in your customer's mind.
Well, that's good, because I had it wrong. I thought a primary complaint was their biggest fear.
No. Nope. Primary complaint is their biggest problem.
Biggest problem. Oh, ultimate fear is the ultimate fear. Duh.
Yeah, excuse me. Okay. I believe that somebody was asking about, are there emails for acquiring a follow-up call? And yes, those are in a strategy session. So that would be in that local services tab that we showed earlier. That's where I would go for that. You don't have to. This is kind of a trick because again, that's something we're going to add to Email Copy Pro, but it's going to be the same exact email. So I'm going to share my screen and show you. So remember these emails over here. Go back over to the Cairo sequence here. And this first, these emails all deal with getting right here. So for example, you would just say, one of the key issues many of our clients face is a problem you may be facing as well, whatever the problem is. The good news is that now this is centered around a business, so we use the word we. You can simply change we to I if it's just a you thing. So please contact me and blah, blah, blah at your earliest convenience. So you can tell them what you want them to do inside any of these. So I'll show you where. So if you didn't, you could literally start with this email, take this line out and start with the, did you know? I think we can help, blah, blah, blah. I'd like to have you do what? And this is where this comes in. So this email, by the way, is called Local Follow-Up Did You Know? I would like to have you what? Book your next appointment this week. But let's say it was and I don't know who this was asking this question, but if it's free, I'd say free. So I'm titling it that. I see that you you wouldn't say are you interested in blah blah blah. You see. So hopefully somebody's made contact with your website. I see that you visited my website, and obviously glad you could make it. It's going to have to change. Then I would paste that in here, and if I use that right now, you can see I'd like to have you book a 15-minute free consultation call to talk about how blah blah blah. So there you go. That's exactly the email that you would use to do this. So. That's
awesome.
Yeah. Okay. And there were some other questions. I know that
Yeah. Andrew asked, John, I'm working with a point of sale salon software company whose target market is business owners of multiple chain salons. What niche would you create for this situation?
Can you reread that? I want to hear that one more time.
So Andrew is working with a point of sale salon software company whose their target market are business owners of multiple chain salons. So what niche would he create? So I guess he would need a niche for the software company whose target market is business owners of multiple chain salons.
Yeah. So from what I understand, if you're selling, so tell me what the object of the selling is. What are you selling? So that will help me answer that question.
Yeah, it looks like it's software.
Okay, so if you're selling software that helps book appointment, tell me more specifically.
And while we're waiting for that, Larry's asking, I'm a ClickFunnels affiliate. Does it make sense to build a niche from the affiliate emails provided and then generate his own emails?
I don't understand.
Yeah, Larry, if you can rephrase that question and type it back in. But Nadeem has a question I get. He's asking, can emails be printed out as templates with blanks that would be filled in?
Yep. And you want to see how to do it?
Sure. What the heck? Knock yourself out.
Okay. So the way that you do that is you come over to niches and you create a new niche and you just say blank. Can't type today. So I don't select anything here. I just blank niche, save it. Every field is now, it says 0. Everything's empty. So now if I go over to emails and I come over here and I want to create a new email, and yeah, you can print out entire sequences if you want, but I'm just going to print out an email, blank email. I'll select my blank niche and I'll come down here and just select an email. It doesn't really matter which one I select. Content, avoid this, generate that, and this is what's going to come out. There you go. Pretty simple, huh? And some people actually prefer this. They prefer to go through. they can think through it on a Word document or even by hand. So if this is for you, so I'm sharing a tip with you to stop something. You want a verb. Stop something. Primary complaint. Stop what? And stop what? So I prefer doing this inside Email Copy Pro because I'm like, well, what verb do I want to use? Well, Email Copy Pro gives me a whole list of them, right? What is a primary complaint? Well, I can click examples and I can see that. But yes, you can do this. Absolutely. That's how you do it. And then you just hit print. Okay. Next question.
Alrighty then. That was that. Nadeem. Okay, we haven't heard from Andrew yet. So Pete's asking, would you recommend running our email addresses through Bright Verify before importing them into a new CRM, which is kind of not Email Copy Pro, but what do you think, John?
The cleaner your list, the better. So yep. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you're going to get probably 30% of them yanked out. Fine, that you don't want them anyway. So if you can run through now I don't know that particular verification service, but if you run through a legitimate high-end verification service, it's a really great idea. It's a great idea to do that for everyone's list. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, while we're talking about that, you should also do the SPF and the DKIM. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I didn't, just Google them. It's SPF related to email and DKIM, and you do both those things through your hosting account, and that helps your email deliverability as well. So go figure that I would know that geeky tech stuff.
Okay.
And it's just that it's one thing to verify, but yeah, you might as well go the extra 10 minutes and do the other things. And I was kind of punting, waiting for Andrew or Larry to type back in, but they haven't. So you've answered all the other questions.
Awesome.
Oh, except Sal is asking where to find the replay videos. And we haven't, we should talk about putting them up in Email Copy Pro, or because you can always, like any one of these calls, to get to the replay, you can just use the link that you registered and you'll go right to the replay. But of course, you got to scroll through all your emails. So I think Sal's question is like, hey, can we put these somewhere? Well,
we can put the links to the replay. It's just the thing we try to do is we try to keep the Email Copy Pro interface strictly related to, as clean as possible, because any kind of data that's in there is going to bog it down. So, and we're running super fast. So, with that in mind, though, I definitely would like to have a repository with that. It's going to just be easier, I think, just to send out YouTube links to people. Or I'm open to ideas there, Leanne. If we want to create a replay tab over here on the left-hand side right here.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. And then I could put a description, the date, and the link.
Okay, let's put that on the to-do list for the next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
So thanks, Al.
Training videos will be on the left. We'll just have links so that when you click on them, it'll just open up in YouTube.
All right, and Peter is asking, in the future, will you have the offers more separated from the niche? The reason I ask is because I have so many different offers in one common niche. So I think that's what John, what you were talking about before when you were advising to duplicate your niche if you have multiple offers.
Yeah.
And that would solve Peter's problem, right?
Oh yeah, that's all you do, Peter. That's it's how it was actually designed. So if you have the same niche, exactly what you saw me do for Paleo Hacks, let's say that Paleo Hacks was that I had radically different like pain points or whatever, but it's pretty much the same everywhere else. I would just duplicate my weight loss niche, call it Paleo Hacks. Ta-da! That's that offer. If you have like 5 or 10 offers in the same niche, I would totally I would have 10 different niches. Each specific to that offer. It makes it so much easier to go in there and then customize those pages. Now, you do have the ability to make multiple offers inside one. We don't advise it until 2.0 comes out. And when 2.0 comes out, you will be able to say, what offer do you want this email to generate? I wanted to generate my offer 7, and you would just select one field that you want and the title of that offer, and then boom, it's done. So that's going to be a huge benefit to people in version 2.0. Even though that's true, for me, I'm just telling you how I would do it. I'm going to create, I'm not going to have Fit Over 40 and Thyroid Diet in the same niche. They're subtly different. But let's say that I'm coming out with a new diet book because I've just been playing around with this diet where I've been really successful with it, and it's a slight variation on 4-day diet that's going to be probably called something like the weekend diet or something like that. But it's basically where I totally pig out on the weekends, and I figured out a way to make that work for me. So I'm going to just tell this is I have these simple little equations. Well, that's so close to my weight loss niche, right? So it's the same exact variables, right? But the offer is different. So I'm going to duplicate my weight loss niche and call it, whatever I'm going to name this book. And then it's easy. Then I know for sure when I go in and select an email, I want emails for 4-Day Diet. I want emails for Fit Over 40. I want emails for whatever the name of this book is going to be. That's why I like it to duplicate the niches, because then when you create new emails, you can just click the niche that you want, and you can think of it as a product. So you don't have to think of your niche as a niche. You can think of it as a product. So there's no, we're not going to separate them because it shouldn't be separated.
Yeah, so Peter, he clarified, he said the problem with him duplicating a niche is that then you edit stuff. When you edit the information, it only applies to that one niche, which is the way it's supposed to be. So it's really, it shouldn't be.
That's true. That is the drawback. And Peter, so Peter, your solution is coming at the end of June. And that is, again, one of the reasons why I wanted this feature built in, and it is not easy, is dealing with the more complex email structures, like dealing with bucket quizzes and dealing with things that have multiple variables, and you could have, or affiliate promos. Let's say that I wanted to run an affiliate promo and I had, like you just saw me put in Paleo Hacks as an affiliate. What if I had 30 of them? And I said, I want to send out a promotion today for fill in the blank affiliate. Well, the way Email Copy Pro works is I'd have to go in there and manually select, I want this affiliate. Well, so I can click on it and choose. But what if I know that affiliate has this offer is the primary pain point is slightly different. So I've got it in all of my primary complaints, but I want to choose this one. Well, I can do that all ahead of time now. I can create the email and say I want to customize it and say I want the pain point to be this, I want the fears to be this, I want the offer to be this, and I want the blah 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 to be this. Then you can randomize everything else, John. Click a button, boom, done. And so you'll be able to do the same thing with your offer. So you'll be able to go into there and say, okay, I'm going to create an email, create a sequence, doesn't matter, sequence email, doesn't matter. And what do you want the offer to be? I want the offer to be this. There you go. And so now every email will spit out that offer and it's just done. So that will solve your problem. That means that you can have one niche, change everything you want to your heart's content. You can even have radically different, primary complaints, primary solutions, because the primary solution is going to change for every one of your products. So you'll have to select, you'll have to know the fields that you'll have to, that's the only thing is this is going to force you guys to know Email Copy Pro inside and out, but that's good. That's okay. If you're a power user, you need to know the application. That's only makes sense, right? So you'll be able to go in and say, okay, my primary solution for Fit Over 40 is not, the thyroid reboot hormone. That's not my real thing, but you get the idea. It's the blah, blah, blah. It's the anti-aging hormone. So I'll select that beforehand. And then I'll select Fit Over 40, and then I'll select a couple of the complaints that I want to use. Then boom, I'll create my sequence. So coming in the end of June, Peter, you got your dream solution coming out. It's funny. I will probably still duplicate niches because I'm used to doing it. And if I change something in a niche, I'll just change it in the other niche. It's not, unless it's. I won't. Don't get me wrong. If I change something like as a typo, I totally get that, Peter, which is why we're doing this. So yeah, so we'll have both answers for you. Just hang until the end of June, So next question. That should cool. Be really happy, by the way. I'm telling you, man, when you see this, it's gonna be awesome. And the fact that we're coming out with so many quick start emails, and now you'll be able to create an email, and you'll only see the niches. You'll only see the tabs related to the emails you want to create. So you'll go in and say, I want to create a follow-up sequence, and I want to create the simple version of my follow-up sequence. Okay, here's the 3 tabs you need to fill out. So it's like, oh, I can do 3 tabs. So Amanda Rose was saying, I'm overwhelmed. Well, now I can do 3 tabs. See, that's how we're reverse engineering what we're doing. It does not give you, and this is I'm going to get on my soapbox. It doesn't give you the same benefit of learning more about your business, but it does give you the freaking kick-ass emails that you need. And then you can learn about your business kind of as you go along. It's going to be awesome. So do we have other questions, Dan?
Well, you have done it again.
Awesome. Well, guys, another successful training call. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. We covered a lot, and I'm really glad we got into some of this stuff. This was fun. And thank you for working with me around my travel schedule. We will go back to Thursdays next week. And yeah, so we'll do the next training call on next Thursday. And you guys
Thursday or Tuesday?
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
Yeah, training calls are going to be Thursdays. Yeah. So, or do we do them on, is it Tuesdays we do them? Or no.
We've been doing them on Tuesdays. That's why.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever one we've been doing it, either Tuesday or Thursday. I know that I'm going to open up an inner circle coaching call that will either be Tuesday or Thursday. So whatever day we're not doing coaching as well, we're going to do that. The inner circle coaching call is going to be a monthly thing that marketers that are medium to high end guys want to pay to get on the call with me to talk about high end strategy stuff. But I think that, yeah. So if it's Tuesdays, is fine too. So it's either Tuesdays or Thursdays. And then also we want to work in we may work in a bi-weekly case study call where we get a customer on here to say, here's how I'm using Email Copy Pro. So we want to work through that in the next coming week or so, the next coming weeks. So that's what we have coming up. So check your emails to make sure that you see all the new features. In case anyone people were talking about not being able to open up Windows now. Well, now you can because we custom coded this tab. We've got tons of new emails and sequences. We showed you a little bit of that today. So new stuff for you to fill out. And we're going to be we'll have a couple of new quick start emails, hopefully this week for you guys. So you'll be building through this thing one email at a time if you have to. And then before you know it, you'll be done. So awesome. Thanks a lot for joining.
Before we scoot, we freaked Scott out and said, am I missing anything? Is there a Facebook group? And the answer to that is?
The answer to that is yes. Thank you, Scott. Thank you for reminding me of what we've been working on all week long. There's a reason why you have not been invited to our Facebook group yet, because we changed the logo of, it's a long story. So I am coming out with a podcast, guys, and we are coming out with it's the podcast had to tie in with the Facebook group, and the Facebook group all had to tie in together. And when you create a podcast, you have to create podcast art. So the artwork that we created for the original, what was going to be called Email Hackers, my podcast guy, who's the best guy in the business, he said, love it, except it looks like you're doing like black hat stuff, like you're doing spam or you're doing, I was playing off the spy, the secret thing. And he was like, it's a little too, and I thought, oh God, he's got a good point. So it sucked because we were about to roll this thing out. And I said, we have to redesign the logo. We can't put this thing out there. And so we just got the logo design done yesterday, and I just uploaded it, and we are going to open up the group, I would say no later than Friday. So the only thing that's between that and us opening up the group is I have to put in the very first, like the pinned, like here are the rules and all that stuff, which I'm going to do today or on the plane tomorrow. So you guys will get invited to the group, and you ready for the name? You guys want to see it? Let's see.
Yes.
Anybody else? So yeah,
it's a cool picture.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm trying to think. How can I show it to you? I might. Yeah, here. This is not the most elegant way to show it to you, but I'm going to show it to you this way. So
this is down and dirty sneak peek.
Yeah, this is like Photoshop ancient. Look at this version 10 CS3, man. This is like look how old this is. 2007. This is literally 10 years old. I have a 10-year-old copy of Photoshop. It tells you how long I've been out of design. Okay. So come in here. Here's some items. So you ready for the name? It's really simple. I really like it though. It's a cool little logo. So as soon as this thing says open up, ta-da. Here we are. Email.
White screen.
Yeah. So that is the name of the group, Emailers, because weareemailers.com will be live. It won't be live until next week, but it will be live. And killer email strategies for marketers. So it's not email hackers, it's just called Emailers, because we wanted a name that is how do you define yourself? Well, I'm an emailer. I'm an email marketer, but that was too boring. Calling it email marketers, that was just kind of bored me. So I kind of like the name Emailers. And I wanted to create like this kind of cool, like groovy email dude with naturally an Email Copy Pro icon on the laptop. And yeah, so there you go. That's the emailers. The T-shirts coming soon to a theater near you. So so you
There
guys
you
will
go. Like,
like it, man, like it. And
yeah, Nikki loves it. Pete says, cool, I'm an emailer. Yeah, we're emailers. That's what we
yes,
do.
we are emailers is the tag. So all this came up. This was all done this week. So that's why you guys haven't been invited. And we have the podcast. I've done episode 1 of the Emailers podcast, and it is good. It's on Inbox Branding. You guys will get that, and we have the artwork for that too. I do believe. So
Now, next, you need the mission statement, John. That go, we are emailers, and this is what we believe in. And
we are emailers. We believe in killer email strategies for marketers. That's so. Notice that
and
this
a killer
is not,
inbox brand.
except for the little subtle nod to the Email Copy Pro on the laptop, taking the place of the Apple. Except for that little subtle nod there. This is a free group to everyone. It's a free group it's a public group. It's not a private group. So we hope to have 10,000 members in this thing, and hopefully every one of them will become an Email Copy Pro member. But if they're not, at least you guys will be able to say, hey, you should, or we'll disown you. No, I'm kidding. Everybody's going to be able to help everybody else out. And so we're going to release this to the entire list, and hopefully this thing will grow like crazy. It's all about email. So look forward to that. And there we go. That's coming up. So.
All right. So Sal wants an extra large. So he's already got his t-shirt order ready.
Yeah.
I want a petite small, so we get the full spectrum.
Yeah.
Scott wants to know when the film is coming out. That'll be later in the year, right?
Later in the year, yeah. Yeah, I just think a t-shirt with that icon that just says weareemailers.com is just awesome. It's just like I wanted something that looked, by the way, this is the Matrix thing in the background, the zeros and funky ones. And I wanted something that looked a little bit, nefarious, but still not, because it's not anything. There's nothing nefarious about this at all. But I kind of like that look. I kind of like the kind of groovy dark look. So we're happy with it. And then we changed the and I guess I can show you now since we're doing this. We might as well show them the podcast thing, right? So I don't know if I have that or not. So if I have that, I'll show that to you, and so you guys can get the new podcast thing coming up. And I don't think that is there. I think that is actually over here. So yes, here we are. So this one is this is our podcast one. So you guys will see this all over. This is going to be all over My Pretty Mug. It's going to be all over iTunes, along with our little guy here. The emailers. And by the way, we changed it from the emailers to emailers killer. So it's just emailers. So you guys will get used to seeing that a whole lot. Emailers. That is our stuff, man. That's our lesson for the day. So
the behind the scenes.
And beside, yeah. You see what you get when you log in here. You get John opening Photoshop. This is a rarity.
And I think I've your version of Photoshop beat. Mine probably is like 20 years old. But
yeah, but
I never use it.
So as a designer, that's kind of embarrassing. Or I was a designer. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for all your time today. I'm gonna go eat and get some food in me. And we'll talk to you next week. And be on the lookout for the official first podcast release. We're just waiting to get the site finished, and we'll release the Facebook group coming up real quick.
Alrighty. Thank you, John. And thanks, guys, for your questions and for showing up and bearing with us with the tech stuff.